In this video, I'm going to give you a simple method to learn the pronunciation and the pronunciation. This is the schwa pronunciation, and the pronunciation as in but. These two sounds can be very difficult to tell the difference between, and the schwa sound is the most common vowel sound in English. So it's absolutely essential to learn the schwa sound correctly. The techniques that I'm going to teach you here, I've used countless times with many of my clients, and they've had brilliant results. So you're going to get tons of value too. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to Go Global with Michael Roberts. This video, looking at the difference between and was a request from one of the subscribers on the channel, so thank you for making the request. And what we're going to focus on is the schwa sound, and then looking at the sound as well. I'll cover the sound in another video here, so click here if you'd like to look at that. But in this video, we're going to look at it in comparison to the schwa. We're going to start by learning the schwa sound itself, just focusing on the schwa sound. Then I'm going to put it into an exercise, comparing it to the sound, as in but. And then we're going to put it into some words, some schwa words. And then we're going to put the sound into some words, and then we'll do some comparing. So let's get to it. The schwa sound is, as I said, the most common vowel sound in English. It comes from the middle of your mouth. So first of all, I'm going to make the sound and tell me, what do you notice? Okay, my lips, are they rounded or unrounded? Okay, they're unrounded. My lips are unrounded. The sound is it's from in a middle high position, so it's not e and it's not it's and it really is right in the middle of my mouth. So if you think of all the vowel sounds that come from all the different positions in your mouth, the front of the mouth, the back of the mouth, the top and the bottom, the schwa sound really is located right there in the middle. Comparing it to the sound, which is a very similar sound, the main difference is that my mouth for is more widely open. So let's have a look. This is the schwa sound, followed by the sound. A great way to learn the sound is, first of all, just to practice putting your lips in the same position as me. Look at my lips. And just making the sound. The sound is kind of like I'm waking up in the morning, I'm tired, I don't really know what's going on, and I say, what's going on? Okay? It's that kind of sound. That's compared to the sound, where my mouth is I'm actually having to pull my mouth down to make it. Compared to It's an easy sound to make. The most important thing to say about the schwa sound is this: a bottle of water, a jacket, a nose. What I'm saying there is the schwa sound. So I don't normally say in normal conversation, when I'm speaking normally, I want to go and buy a jacket. I wouldn't normally say I want to go and buy a jacket. Okay? In normal speech, I'd say I want to go and buy a jacket. I want to go and buy a jacket. Can you hear how that sounds more normal than me saying I want to go and buy a jacket, or I want to go and buy a coffee? Right? In speech, we normally try to make words easier to say, and it's very common in English speech, it's normal in English speech to use the schwa sound as the way of saying And if you think how often you'll say this in English, you'll say it all the time. So it really is so important to learn it. And what you'll realise all of a sudden is, when you do learn it, just how often you're hearing it used. A car. I've just bought a car. I would like to buy a house. Okay? Can you hear it? We use it all the time. An example of when you wouldn't use it in this situation is if you are emphasising it's a house. If someone says, is that a car or is it a van? You'd say it's a van. If you're really trying to stress it, it's a van. Okay. That person that's making the noise over there, he's probably using a hammer. Okay. If I'm really trying to stress you, it's a hammer. If I'm trying to force what I'm saying, but if I'm just saying it normally, he's using a hammer. Okay. The other time where the schwa sound is used all the time in English, all the time, is the. So if you think of THE, I can either say it as the or the. So I'm going to the car, I'm going to the house, I'm going to the cafe, I'm going to the restaurant. What I'm saying is the. Okay, in the same example as before, what I would say the when I'm stressing it. I'm going to the restaurant. You know, it's if I think of my favourite restaurant, I will say to you, it's the restaurant, it's the best restaurant. Okay, so let's look at and the in a bit more detail. When I say I simply am just making the schwa sound. So and then when it goes into words, we're going to put a word behind it now. So we're going to say a car, a car, a car, or it's a restaurant, a restaurant, a restaurant. Okay, so you start by saying the schwa, and then you put a word after it. A cat, a mat, a scarf, a bag. Okay, then we can put words before it. I've brought a bag, I've brought a scarf, I've brought a hat. Okay, or I've brought a computer, right? I've bought a computer, I've brought a computer. So if you think about how it fits into speech, I've brought a, it kind of adds on to the end of the last word and merges into the beginning of the next word. So I'm not saying I've bought a computer or I've bought a computer. I'm saying in normal general speech, I've brought a computer, I've brought a computer. It almost is tacking onto the end of the last word. I've bought a computer. Can you hear that? I've bought a computer. Now let's look at the. So I'm going to the car. I'm going to the car. Let's break it down. The. So with this word, we've got the TH sound to begin with. The. So in this, my tongue's vibrating, my throat's vibrating, my tongue's in between my teeth. The. Really try and learn the schwa sound correctly before practicing this word, because you might struggle to make it correctly if you can't actually make the sound right in the first place. The. Okay? The car. The car. The cafe. The cafe. The restaurant. The restaurant. The restaurant. The mat. The mat. The cat. The cat. The cat. The dog. The dog. The dog. Okay? Can you hear how just with the sound, when it's in as in a car, it glides into the beginning of the next word, the car. I'm not saying I'm going to the car unless I'm emphasizing it. I'm saying I'm going to the car. I'm going to the car. Can you hear that? I'm going to the car. Okay? I'm just going to look at some other words now that have the schwa sound in. So, about. What's this English pronunciation lesson about? It's about the schwa sound and the sound. It's about the schwa sound and the sound. Can you hear that? Another word, supply. Okay, can you supply me with some English pronunciation classes? Yes, I can supply you with them. Supply. Or in business, you might think of supply and demand, supply and demand, supply and demand. So we've got two words there, about, supply, about, supply. Another time where you hear this sound in words is at the end of the word. What is someone that specialises in looking after your health? What do you call them? A doctor, a doctor, a doctor. Here you can hear the schwa sound at the end of the word. Doctor, 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 doctor. Okay? Another profession would be farmer, 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 farmer. If you like buying lots of fresh vegetables like I do, you might go to a farmer's market. A farmer's market. Oh, I've got a headache. I'm going to see the doctor. I've got a headache. Can you hear? I've got a headache. I'm going to see the doctor. I've got a headache. I'm going to see the doctor. So right there's three examples of the schwa in one simple sentence. I've got a headache. I'm going to see the doctor. All right? So that is the schwa sound. The schwa sound is so important to your English speech. And if you want to speak better English and really learn English pronunciation well, the schwa sound is just essential. Let's go back and compare it again to the sound. All right? Ah, ah, ah. Ah, ah, ah. So let's think. Run, run, run. The run. I'm going to the run. I'm going to the run. There's a big run on Saturday. I'm going to the run. Okay? Or let's think of another one. Bun. If you like eating buns, which are a kind of piece of bread, you might say, I'm going to buy the buns. I'm going to buy the buns. Do we have any buns? Ah. So just really practice this exercise. This exercise alone is essential and invaluable to helping you speak better English. I really recommend spending a long time practicing the schwa sound. It's the most common vowel sound in English. It's such an important English vowel sound, and if you put in the effort, you really will notice a big improvement in your speech because it appears everywhere. Okay, so practice the sound, practice the sound. Comment below with words that have the schwa sound in that you are finding difficult. Okay, do you find about difficult to say? Do you find supply difficult to say? Do you find doctor difficult to say? Do you find farmer difficult to say? Whichever ones it is, put them in the words below, in the comments below, and I'll be able to see and then make some more videos. So like the video if it's helped you, subscribe for more videos coming out on a weekly basis dedicated to giving you expert English pronunciation and English communication skills, and that's going to help you in job interviews, in meetings, in business situations, in tests and exams when you need to speak confident English and clear and credible English. It's going to really benefit you so much if you practice this stuff, so put in the effort and you'll be pleased that you did. I'll see you in the next video.